Every once in a while, even in our high-tech and frantic world, a society that constantly introduces streams of new products with the maximum of hyperbole and the minimum of veracity, there actually comes a moment of truth. There really is a distinct breakthrough. There truly is a new product developed that makes everything then available, not only old hat, but third hat, skipping second best altogether. A prime example of such an introduction was the development of the Chrome Edge razor blade 35 years ago, a device that instantly outclassed every other blade then for sale on the market to the extent that there was no contest. No contest to the degree that the other blade makers did not even bother to fight back. They simply jumped into the market as soon as the patent authorities permitted the move, brought out a chrome edge blade of their own under some jazzy in-house name or other, and pressed on with the hustle. I am old enough to have been the beneficiary of this particular breakthrough, and shaving has been made nearly effortless since the event. I was not present at the development of the percussion cap, the device that instantly outmoded every flintlock musket in existence, nor was I alive at the time J.F.B. Moss sent the line, "What hath God wrought?" over a metallic wire strung from the Supreme Court courtroom in Washington to the city of Baltimore, and in a single instant changed from days into minutes the time required for the transmission of information between points not in visual contact with each other. There has recently been another such development, although admittedly not as world-shaking as any of the three examples just used, and that is in the matter of shotgun ammunition, particularly in the density of the pattern of shot thrown by individual weapons, and particular in the pattern thrown by shotgun tubes used in the shooting of turkeys. A grown turkey gobbler who weighs 18 pounds tends to look immense at a range of 40 yards, especially if he is in full strut and has most of his feathers standing out rather than being held close to his body as they are when he is at rest. In such an instance, he looks to be at about the size of a barrel, which of course he is. But the dog ball outline of the turkey that the hunter sees in front of him in such an instance is composed mainly of air and feathers. The target, and that target remains the same regardless of range or appearance, is the column of bones that form his neck and the skull holding the brain cavity. The critical area, regardless of what he looks like or the range at which you shoot him, is an area roughly the size of a crooked 3/8 inch dowel rod 12 inches long with a walnut glued to the top of it. Everything else is puff, a magnificent example of the phrase all fuss and feathers, and with the rare exception of a broken wing bone and a broken leg bone at the same time on the same turkey, there is not a scrap of instant lethality in the whole rest of the bundle. The reason I use the phrase instant lethality is because that is the only solution that is acceptable other than a complete miss. Feeding 18-pound gobblers to wildcats 48 hours after the shot is absolutely unacceptable conduct. Faced with such a set of conditions, the obvious solution is to use small shot. Number 7.5 shot in conventional lead field loads has 350 pellets to the ounce. Number 4 shot in the same loads are only 135 pellets to the ounce, roughly 1/3 of the number of pellets in number 7.5. While it does not strictly follow the math, because individual guns may not pattern both shot sizes the same way, it becomes obvious that all other things being equal, a load of 7.5s would give 3 times the pattern density that can be achieved with number 4s. It does, but just like other things in other fields, it is extremely difficult to change one element and have everything else in the equation remain the same. That old devil physics takes a hand in the game. Some years ago, in a series of experiments conducted at Nilo Farms by the Winchester Company, the study found that in order to penetrate the breast of a mallard duck or penetrate the skull of a wild turkey, lead shot had to retain 2 foot-pounds of energy at the point of impact. Number 7.5 shot falls below 2 foot-pounds per pellet at a range of 23 yards. Number 4 shot retains 2 foot-pounds per pellet all the way out to 60 yards, but has one minor defect. A pattern of 4s at 60 yards has a tendency to leave gaps in the pattern, gaps that will not hit an orange on top of an axe handle, let alone a walnut on top of a 3/8 inch dowel.